Okay, hopefully people have clicked on, and we like to stay on schedule, so it's about 2 or 3 minutes after, so that should give everyone a chance. I'm just going to give you a 1 second commercial. This Back to Basics presentation, this webinar is being presented to you by the Bucks County chapter of SCORE. SCORE is a national organization with chapters all over the country and many thousand members. We are also an affiliate of the Small Business Administration, which helps us with funding and with materials. Our objective is very simple. It's to help people to either start a business, expand a business, or help them somewhere in between to operate their business more efficiently. We are offering here at SCORE Bucks County 35 plus webinars from September to September. That is our fiscal year. And this is one of those webinars. One of the things we try and help you with, for example, is creating a vision statement, a mission statement, a business plan, and how to take it from the beginning to the end, which means those plans to an operating business. I'd also like to mention that we are going to have Marissa Bloedoorn, who is one of our SCORE mentors, and she will actually, I'm going to have her introduce herself in a second. She is our diversity champion, and she's also a member of our executive board of SCORE Bucks County. As I said before, and I'll tell you again, we'll hold the questions to the end, and you need only click on the question icon at the bottom and type in your question, and I will be collecting them and then presenting them to Marissa. This will be taped, and a transcript will be sent to you along with the slides after the presentation. Part of our idea is that you'll have a complete record. The other one is that you can take notes, but at the same time, we prefer you paid attention and not have to be always looking at what you're writing. So that's why we're doing that. So with that, I'm going to turn it over to Marissa and let her begin. Marissa, please.
Awesome, awesome. Thank you all for coming and participating and registering and counting it not robbery to invest in your vision or your mission to start a business or take your business to the next level. I'm really excited today because I really felt that it was very important. I'll go in a little bit about myself, but I really wanted to give you the why. Because most people, when they're in their businesses, when they're starting something new or they've been in it for a while, they forget about the basics, which is the foundation of, what you do and how you do it and how you're successful. And so the point of today's webinar is to bring us back to the basics. If this pandemic didn't do anything, it gave us a lot of time to reflect and hopefully project into what it is we saw that wasn't too great or was great, and how we want to move forward. So back to the basics is really to get an understanding of SCORE as a resource for your business, also to expand that resource and to really introduce you to our partners as well. There's an African proverb that says it takes a village to raise a child. Well, it takes a village to support you and to support your business. And I want to talk to you about that village that comes along with SCORE today. My name is Marissa Bloedoorn, and as Ed mentioned to you, I am a SCORE mentor. I've been with SCORE, I believe, since 2017. Everything has been so busy, so I can't keep up with when was my actual start date. So I pretty much kind of started, I believe, in the end of 2016, going into 2017. And I've been with them ever since, just accelerating in my participation over the past year, and getting into more of a not only mentor role, but also a leadership role within the organization. Just seeing a need to give back and to really support business owners on a higher level. And so, like I said, my background is I have 10 years of corporate management experience, 10 years of entrepreneurial experience. I had my own interior decorating business for about 10 years, as you could see on the first slide. I love interior decorating. I love design. And then I also worked for Princeton University for about 11 years. So that's 10 years of academia as well. And so I have a diversified background. I'm currently working on my PhD in industrial organizational psychology with a specialization of executive leadership coaching. I love coaching. I love mentoring. I have my own active business. It's called TCS Consulting. It's a leadership development firm. We work with individuals on finding their pathway to their passion. We work with career professionals on transitioning from one career to another, or elevating in the existing career, industry, or field they're in. My team and I also work with entrepreneurs on business strategies and business expansion opportunities. And that's what lends me to really enjoying my work with SCORE and working with entrepreneurs on taking that idea, taking that business to the next level. And again, this is why I feel today's webinar is so important, is because it's important for you to know your resources as a business owner. It's important for you to not only know that they're out there, but to get intricately involved in how to use those resources. Do you know about SCORE's many webinars that are on our sites, the many resources that we have to further educate you as a business owner? And so before I get ahead of myself, I just want to say welcome to Back to the Basics with Marissa here at SCORE. And so I gave you a little bit of information about me. I am a master certified DISC behavioral analyst. That just means that I know how to identify personalities and help you communicate a little better. And also, after this webinar, you're going to receive an activity book. It's a workbook. It's going to come in a cute little envelope. You just need to click on that envelope, open up, click on the cover of the booklet, and it's going to open up. It's a flip it book. It's an ebook. So you'll get that, so that once you're done with this, webinar, you'll still have some kind of activities that will help you to continue to move forward. And so let's move on to our first slide. Back to the basics. Our partners, if you have not been familiar with it already, our partners here at SCORE, our direct partners are SBA and the Chamber of Commerce. We all kind of, we all kind of cross-pollinate. So as a business owner, you're going to be looking at SCORE for, as Ed said earlier, writing your mission statement, your vision statement, coming up with your business plan. Those are the areas by which we will help you, strategies on how to run your business every day, how to do the administrative side of your business. But SBA and the Chamber of Commerce, they have other resources that are available to you for you to utilize that partner with what we do. And so today I want to kind of put that all together for you. With working with SCORE as a mentor, one of the things that are not discussed is just being open to the mentoring, just being open to the mentoring process, not being stuck on, this is the way I want to do it, and then that's it. You want to make sure that you're open to mentoring. As a coach, we always say, are they coachable? Are they coach ready? So to help with, the whole process, there are going to be tough decisions that you're going to have to make. There are going to be things that you're going to have to, really think about whether or not you want to, you just have to be open to the mentoring. So that's one of the biggest things about your success and being back to the basics with SCORE, is just being open to the mentoring process. One of the things is to be, one of the other things that we'll look at is to be smart, be smart and SWOT. most people are familiar, if you're in business, you're familiar with the SWOT analysis, with the strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats. That's one of the things that you want to make sure that you're always using. Be strategic and have a real plan. I'm going to go over a little bit about the Better Business Bureau and why that's important. And then again, like I said, going on to the importance of the relationships with SBA and the Chamber of Commerce. So with SCORE Mentoring, we offer a great deal of support, but beyond that, like I said, going into our partners and SBA, and the Better Business Bureau. I want to take us over there. So being smart, and doing the SWOT analysis. All right, let me get back on track here. Kind of lost my train of thought. Our mentoring services, I went over that. Being smart and having a strategic plan, being back to the basics, is to really identify what you want to accomplish, focusing on your systems in your business, focusing on your processes, on your scripts, and generating a way that you can repeat your success and your strategic planning. Let me get over to, all right, I kind of lost my train of thought with that. Anyway, getting back to the BBB, the Better Business Bureau, when you're setting up your business and you're getting back to basics and setting up your business, you want to look into setting up for determining whether or not you want to be a part of the Better Business Bureau. Being a part of the Better Business Bureau positions your company in a better way, and showing that you are accredited, that you are a legitimate business. A lot of times what's happening today with companies is you'll notice that what really positions you better is your reputation online. How is your reputation online? How are you showing up online with your business? And again, like I said, this is one of the partners that we have is the Better Business Bureau. And by positioning yourself with the Better Business Bureau, you accredited yourself. How many times have you worked with a company online and you've tried to contact them, you tried to communicate with them, and there's no way for you to contact them. There's no way of knowing how reputable their business is. And what the Better Business Bureau does for your business, your company, it positions you well in the industry to say that you are legitimate, you're reliable, you come through. And so this is another area why small businesses really miss out on this opportunity, is because they're not looking to see how to legitimize their business, for the public. So this gives you a better public profile. And it also, like I said, it legitimizes you. Some of the areas, what is the Better Business Bureau? Let me just share that with you. It was founded over 100 years ago. It is a series of nonprofit organizations instituted to be, it mediates between businesses and consumers, and they have setting standards for the marketplace of trust, encouraging and supporting best practices, celebrating market role models, calling out and addressing standard marketplace behavior, and creating community trustworthy businesses. So the better business, by taking your business and getting it accredited by the Better Business Bureau, what you do is you position your business as trustworthy. You position your business as being legitimate, and you have a grade. Your business gets a grade. It's graded. And so the Better Business Bureau is one of the things that many small business owners, entrepreneurs overlook in having them position them well in the marketplace. And this is critical because today, just like I mentioned before, it's very, very difficult to actually get to the owner of the business or get to someone if you have a problem. Case in point with my company and us doing our monthly magazine. I'm looking for someone, a company to actually do print on demand. And when I reached out to different companies, you have to do everything via online. So it's when you're communicating, you got to communicate with them through chat. You have to communicate. Well, when you're registered with the Better Business Bureau and companies are looking at it, if you're going for major contracts or anything like that, companies are looking for you. Consumers feel more trustworthy when you are accredited with the Better Business Bureau. It does cost for you to become accredited with the Better Business Bureau, but it positions you well in your marketplace. So the Better Business Bureau is one of the resources that as a business owner, you want to be able to look to because you want to be able to legitimize yourself. Also, when you move over to looking at the SBA and all of the loans that they have out here today for you, you want to make sure that you're well credentialed, that your profile of your business is right on point so that when you go for the loans, they look and see that you're validated through the Better Business Bureau. One thing about the Better Business Bureau and the same thing is going with SCORE is it's not really being talked about. You know, it's not being discussed. The Better Business Bureau, you're not hearing that name as much as you used to hear it. You're not hearing SCORE. It is essential that we keep these kind of organizations in the forefront because they do what? They hold us accountable. There's a high level of accountability when we have these businesses in places. And so that, you know, we can kind of go after these companies that are not trustworthy. Case in point, I'm still waiting for a print sample from this company that I've worked with weeks ago, submitting to them a document for them to put it in print so that I can test to see if the quality of the magazine is what I actually want. The print quality of the magazine is what I really want. Now, because of organizations like the Better Business Bureau, you can actually hold those companies accountable. If the Better Business Bureau becomes obsolete, which prayerfully it won't, but if it becomes obsolete, what happens is we have no accountability. So the Better Business Bureau is one of the companies that you should consider getting an accreditation through because it really gives you that validation that you really, really need. And please forgive me earlier because I sure did lose my train of thought. And so the next slide, the next thing we want to look at is SBA and the Chamber of Commerce. And so SBA, as a business owner, when I'm working with my clientele, you know, I want them to know what the SBA has to offer. What does the SBA have to offer? Are you familiar with the website? Do you know the different training programs that they have out there? Do you know the different funding that's available to you? And it can become overwhelming. That's why as a business owner, you have to frequent these websites. You have to frequent the SCORE website. You have to come on to the SCORE website. We have training available. This training session will be on our YouTube channel. So you want to be able to know that these resources are there and available for you. And so you want to be familiar with the website. So while you're watching TV or doing whatever with the family, always go to the SCORE website to see what's new, what's happening. Look at our calendar for any webinars that are coming up, and so that you're familiar with. So I kind of skipped through the SWOT analysis and the SMART, being smart and SWOT. Those are in your activity books, and you can go in there. But this is why that's super critical, with knowing, doing the SWOT analysis, which is your strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats, is to know when you get ready to go on to the SCORE website, when you go on the SBA website, when you're going to the Chamber of Commerce and seeing what's happening there, you want to know, where are you as a business owner weak? What area are you weak in that you need to strengthen up? What are you lacking in knowledge that you need to actually go to these different websites? Now, remember, SCORE is free. Our mentoring program is free. You want to utilize, as a business owner, everything that's possible that is free for you, because it costs to be in business. You're going to have to pay. The Better Business Bureau accreditation, I think the last time I had checked, it's like $700 or $800. As a business owner, if you've been operating in your business for a period of time, if you're considering going into business, it costs you. So you want to make sure that you're wise about how you're utilizing your resources and understanding what resources are there and available to you that are what? Free. You want to make sure that you're going in and that you're making sure that you're checking out SCORE, SBA, the Chamber of Commerce. The Better Business Bureau is to just position yourself and give you that worthiness that you deserve, and that to make sure that you're trustworthy when you're presented everywhere else. So like I said, you want to make sure that you are checking the SCORE website. You want to be very, very familiar with SBA and what it has to offer you, because it can become overwhelming. And when you're going, and what you want to do with your SCORE mentor is what you want to check out these websites. You want to you want to get familiar with these websites so that you can help your mentor help you. So the more knowledgeable you are, the more you can help your SCORE mentor help you. And also you can maximize your time with your mentor. You maximize that time knowing exactly what it is that you want, what it is that you need, and the questions that you have. So with SBA, the SBA organization, there's a couple of things I want to share with you about SBA and individuals working with individuals who have been successful. 86% of individuals who have been successful wish they would have had a mentor and had this kind of ideology, mindset, and their approach to starting their business. They wish they would have had this. They wish they would have had someone sit them back and say, these are your resources. SBA is about the lender, as you can see on the slide. It's your lender. It's the money place. Chamber of Commerce, I'm going to get into that, but the Chamber of Commerce, that's your networking, and I'm going to get into that too. But SBA, here's what I pulled from their website. They care about their communities. They create jobs. They grow the global economy. They represent the diversity of America, value the military experience, employ more than half the workplaces. That's done through small businesses, lead the way for female entrepreneurs, drive innovation, create opportunities for flexible work and lifestyles. It inspires us. This is done through small businesses. The SBA, it makes the American dream of business ownership a reality. As the only go-to resource and voice for small business, backed by the strength of the federal government, the SBA empowers entrepreneurs and small business owners with the resources and support they need to start, grow, and expand their businesses or recover from a declared disaster. It delivers services through an extensive network, SBA field offices and partnerships with public and private organizations. So you want to know what the SBA has to offer you, because the SBA, SCORE, the Chamber of Commerce, we are all here to support your business and to help your business grow. But the more you know, the more we can help you to grow. And the faster we're able to help you to grow, because you know how to navigate on these websites. So that's the SBA. I shared with you about the Better Business Bureau and how that credentials you to be a trustworthy business. It kind of puts quiet to questioning your validity and your reliability as a business owner. And like I said, my compelling thoughts when putting this together, and I think that's where I kind of got off in the beginning, was, be open to the mentoring. Be open to the mentoring, be able to show up to as a mentor, as a mentee for SCORE, show up with an open mind, ready to work with the mentor. We are here to help you. We're going to help you assess, address, and move forward with whatever it is you want to accomplish with your business. And the more you know about our resources, the more that you know about our partners, the better we can help you do that, and the faster we can help you to do that. Be smart and SWOT. Be smart and SWOT is really about making sure that your goals are specific, they're measurable, they're achievable, they are results oriented, and they are time managed so that you can move forward. SWOT is pretty much saying, where are you, what areas are you weak in? And in these areas, what resources, where are those resources going to be found? Are they found in your mentoring with SCORE? Is it found through you need funding, you need money, and that's SBA? Is it found with increasing your business and your network, which is through the Chamber of Commerce? Begin to have that mindset of how we all work together. So SCORE is there to help and mentor you. SBA is there to fund you. But when we get into the Chamber of Commerce, I really want to talk to you about how you expand your network. Be strategic and have a plan. Like I said earlier, I'm going to send you the workbook that I have. It's just basic activities, a shifting of the mindset, thinking in a different way as you approach your business goals. We're at the top of the year for 2021, and it's now is the time. Get a hold of, know your resources, know what's out there to help you to move to the next level. So be focused, create systems and processes that's having an action plan, tasks that you do every single day to get you the results that you're looking for. Create scripts. What are scripts? I think that someone had shared, it was marketing statements on how you're going to get business and generate business consistently. So you have repeated results, repeated success. Know your worth. Know your worth is investing in your business with the Better Business Bureau and accrediting it and getting those credentials. And then building the relationship. So building relationships is really where the Chamber of Commerce comes in. The Chamber of Commerce has, let me pull that data. The Chamber of Commerce has multiple ways by which you can build and expand your network. And so also I had mentioned to you earlier was about giving back. So as your business grows, so two parts to our webinars and our reaching out is one to get those who are looking for mentorship, to give them an opportunity to see exactly what it is that we do at SCORE. That's one of the pieces. But the other part is we're looking for mentors. We're looking for people who have had a measure of success, and who want to give back. Because at a certain point, you've come to a level of expertise. You have a wealth of knowledge, a wealth of success, and you want to come in and you want to give back. So, one of those ways is becoming a mentor, and also to get on some of the different boards in the Chamber of Commerce. There's opportunities to get on some of the boards. And there's some opportunities to get on the boards with SCORE, et cetera. So as you develop in your business and it's successful, don't count it robbery to give back and to become one of the leaders or mentors. So the Chamber of Commerce has networking opportunities. And I want to kind of share a little bit about how SCORE and the Chamber of Commerce kind of work here. Is that, you as a business owner, you are your number one salesperson because you know the value of your product, goods, or services. You are your number one salesperson. And what happens many times with entrepreneurs is they don't realize that you can have a website. That's great. But how do you get people to your website, and how do you cause that website to actually generate you real business that brings you real money coming in? And so what you want to do is, when you look at the Chamber of Commerce, don't be intimidated by it. Don't be intimidated by the networking opportunities. They have resources, workshops, and professional development. Again, know your worth. This is another area where you're going to want to develop yourself as a business owner, become more knowledgeable through constant learning and growing. So the Chamber of Commerce also has workshops and professional development. Just want to look at my time. They also have professional development. They do a ribbon cutting, which I wasn't familiar with the fact that they did the ribbon cutting until I did the research on the Chamber of Commerce and its benefits. Community connections. By joining the local Chamber of Commerce, it allows you to become more active in your community. You know what's going on in the community. And depending on your business, that's critical to you because you can look at different business opportunities based on what's going on in your community. So you can actually set your schedule for your year with your business based on what's going on in the community. And the way that you'll know it is by being embedded. Personal relationships. So beyond, and that's across the board. So as you are building these relationships and through your SCORE mentoring experience, through working with SBA consistently and over time, because you're not going to look at SBA for a one-time funding opportunity. You're going to be looking for what grants are out there, what funding opportunities are out there. So you're building relationships. And when you build relationships, what happens is when you come back, you're now, it becomes more personal because they've seen you over and over again. You have a proven record with them. And so, you're building personal relationships as well as business relationships. It starts off as a need for business expansion, but then it turns into a relationship and a respect. And these individuals that are working with you along the way actually see your business grow and succeed, and they're proud and they want to be a part of your continued success. Promotion and visibility. Chamber offers many different ways to promote their affiliates, from the aforementioned ribbon cutting to promotional booklets, member directories, newsletters, event calendars, sponsorships, opportunities, and the Chamber's website. You won't find it difficult to promote your business and elevate your visibility through the Chamber. So I want to share with you, I remember doing my personal, professional, and business development conference a couple of years ago. And I really wanted to, as part of the handouts for the participants, I really wanted to kind of beef it up. Like, I'm big on strategies. I'm big on, partnerships and collaborating. I understand the value of these relationships. And so I was like, okay, who would I want to be a part of my conference packaging? And immediately I thought about the Chamber of Commerce. Okay, they did not count it robbery to give me over 100 copies of their current issue of the Chamber of Commerce, so that my participants in my conference would actually have access to what was going on in the community business wise. The conference is personal, professional, and business development, and this was perfect. The Chamber of Commerce's magazine was perfect for my conference. So visibility, becoming a voice for the local business, for local business. Chamber of Commerce are affiliated with their city's government agencies and acts as a voice of their members. Joining a chamber allows you to become involved in local and federal issues that can benefit or harm local business interests. What does this now do? It helps you to understand legislation that's going on your behalf as a small business owner, entrepreneur. That's why, don't isolate yourself. Don't put yourself on an island where you don't know all of these resources. And the deeper you get involved, the more you get involved, the more you know, the more you learn and grow. You know what decisions are being made as far as laws are being passed. You become more knowledgeable. And what comes with knowledge? When you are more knowledgeable, you're more confident in your business. You become more embedded in your business, and you won't give up on your business, because this is a journey. Entrepreneurship is not easy. It's just like, it's just like a 9 to 5. If you work hard on that job, when it comes down to your business, you're going to have to work even harder. It's not the fantasy that we see, portrayed on big stages. It's not the fantasy that we see on reality TV. Owning your own business is work, but it's your work. It's something that you wanted to do. It's something that you wanted to invest in. And so it's worth it. It's worth it, but it'll be so much better when you understand the partnerships and the resources that you have at your fingertips. And so events and programs the Chamber of Commerce offers, going to a good party might not be high on your list of business goals, but since hosting a variety of events, it is a specialty of the Chamber of Commerce. And it can be now. Annual galas, community outreach initiatives, business growth seminars, and holiday parties are just a few of the fun and educational things a chamber member can enjoy doing. Each of these events offers another opportunity to build what? Relationships. And you got to take that word relationship and switch it over to resource, because that's exactly what relationships are, right? They're resources. And so you want to be able to take those relationships and become resources. Again, it goes back to that SWOT analysis that I said earlier. Where are you weak in? And you need to show up strong in these areas, showing up strong in the Chamber of Commerce, showing up strong with SBA, showing up strong in SCORE. And what do I mean by that? I think I always have to take notes because I get so passionate. And then, so let me go back here, because I kind of got myself off at the beginning. So be smart, I said earlier, and I want to just take this and tie this all together and just let me do a time check, because I want to give us some time to answer any questions.
Marissa, we're fine.
We're fine.
Okay. We're fine. Yeah, just keep on going.
Okay, so in this area, and this is something that we don't talk about, and I kind of, in your little brief workbook that I'm going to send to you after this, it kind of helps you to process this. And one thing that we don't talk about a lot is how we're thinking and how we're approaching things. And that thinking leads to how we act, our behavior. And so, be strategic in this. When I say get back to the basics, I want you to be strategic and intentional. Maximize your moments and time. And so be specific, SMART. We all know about SMART goals. Be specific, make sure it's measurable, achievable, realistic, and time managed. We know that part. What I want you to do is really become strategic and intentional. The SWOT is the part I really want you to be smart about, is what are your strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats. I think you need to look at this from the cup half full. Always look at it from the positive perspective. The workbook that I'm giving you is out. I took a chunk of it out of my program. Is called Get What You Came For. In all of these organizations, you're always going to end up with some kind of, look at it and say, what the heck is going on with this organization? I don't like this and I don't like that, and yada yada. Get what you came for. So get what you came for from SCORE. Get what you came from the SBA. Get what you came from the Chamber of Commerce. Don't allow yourself to be distracted. You're on a mission. You want your business to succeed. Understand, you're always going to see the good, the bad, the ugly with every organization and every person. And so be strategic, understand, and do an assessment of your business. Where are you strong? Where are you showing up? Very, very strong. Keep doing that. Where are you showing weaknesses, vulnerabilities, lack thereof, anything that you're lacking? That's where you want to go onto the SCORE website and see, what webinar do I need to be looking at? Look at the titles, skim through them. There's plenty of workshops that are recorded, that they're up there. We have our success stories. So if you need inspiration, go to our success stories. Look at the SCORE website and see where you can strengthen this weak area. Then also look at your human capital. What are the people who are stronger in this area that you need to work with? Tell your SCORE mentor, this is where I'm struggling, and you have to trust your SCORE mentor, and you have to be transparent and say, this is where I'm struggling. This is my weak area. Then you have to begin to be strategic and say, where are my opportunities? Where are there opportunities? The Chamber of Commerce are giving you plenty of opportunities to show up. And today, guess what? You can show up to all of these different events without even leaving your house. So you don't even have to worry about spending a dime or making sure you look pretty. You just need to make sure the top of you look nice, right? And then don't move so they see the bottom of you. But look on these websites. Look on the SCORE website. Look at SBA. What do you qualify as far as loans are concerned? What do you really need the loan for? So before you go get money, make sure that you know exactly what you want that money to do, and how it's going to do it for you. But go on these websites and do the work. Do the work to know what's out there, what can help you make your business a success, and be diligent about it. What are the threats? This is another weak area. What's a threat for you? And so again, like I said, with the Chamber of Commerce, I believe that this is really critical for businesses to understand, to not allow that opportunity for growth and expansion in your business to get away from you. Cross-pollinate. If you feel like, go to other, Chamber of Commerces. You don't have to just go to your own local one, especially now that we're virtual. Check out wherever you can get in, go in and get in and get in and see, do a comparison, do an assessment, see what other Chamber of Commerces are doing, what they look like, what they feel like to you. But get in there, because the Chamber of Commerce offers you the opportunity to start networking. Get outside your comfort zone. You got to have a voice for your business. You have to do the networking. You have to tell people. You have to ask. And then you have to ask again, so if someone someone says no, or maybe not right now, come back later. Don't count it robbery. Don't take it personal. Come back later. Ask them, come back and ask again and again. The people who succeed with their business, and who go on to really see it flourish, are the ones that don't take no personally. They learn to thicken up their skin. They learn to eat humble pie, as my old boss, Fu Dao, used to say, eat humble pie, Marissa, humble pie. They eat humble pie and they come back and they ask for it again. They don't take no as a finite. You know, they ask over and over and over again. They get past. I was sharing with one of my clients, you don't want to sound like a used car salesman, or you don't want to, you know, when you're networking and you're out there, promoting your business, so to speak, you do go through that mental thing. We don't talk about the mental part of, the entrepreneurial experience, but there's a lot of mental and emotional part of this. And if you can get past that, that's why I said, at the opening, is be open. Don't get in your own way of your business being a success. Be open, because some of what we have to say to you as mentors, you may not want to hear, but it's going to help you and help your business to grow. And that's what you're there. Get what you came for. Get back to the basics and get what you came for. And what you're going to have to do is you're going to have to be open. You're going to have to be, what they say is teachable. You're going to have to do the things that stretch you. But at the end of the day, oh my God, when you're on the other side of that stretching, it makes you a better person for yourself, a better CEO of your business, and a better leader. Because if you don't have employees and you have a business that when you scale up and out, you are going to need a team. You are going to want to have valued learning what your resources are. You're going to value having done the research, checked out, these different partners that we have. And you're going to thank yourself, because now you can transfer that knowledge, you can onboard your team, and you can put everything in place and be a successful boss. And as you are successful yourself, you then, as the leader of your company, make your people successful. And that's what you really want to do once you're building and expanding your business. So I wanted to give some time to, I'm not sure what time we're at, but I wanted to give, because I did see some things popping up. I wanted to give some opportunity to at least do some Q&A.
Marissa, we still have quite a bit of time, so I'd like you, if possible, to finish your presentation. Then this way we can have all of the questions at once.
Okay.
Because sometimes it throws you off and kilter, and half of what you really want to say we weren't able to put in. So I'm sure you only have, about 15, 20 minutes more?
Yeah, about 10 minutes more.
Okay, well, why don't you finish that first, and then we can move on to the Q&A, okay?
Okay. All right.
Thank you.
You're very welcome. And so just as I shared before, is coming up with your strategy and your plan. And I really wanted to talk to you a little bit, and then I'll close us out. Go here. And so I wanted to talk about your plan. So this is kind of a little bit off of what, just looking at your resources, checking out your resources, making sure that they work, but coming up with a day-to-day plan. And what are your goals for this year? Have you intentionally identified? So what I did with my clients, normally at the end of the year, like maybe about September into the October timeframe, I always have them prepare for the year so that what your year is going to look like. So when you think about the Chamber of Commerce in this sense, this is one of the areas that will really be helpful to you as well, is to come up with that dollar amount that you want to make with your business. If you're currently in a career and you want to transition out of that career, what is that dollar amount that you have to make this year? I'm always good with my hands. But what is that dollar amount that you want to make for the year? Identify that, and then break down how it is you're going to actually make that money per year. What are the different, and this is coming up with the real plan. What are the different avenues by which you make your money? Is it merchandising? Is it services? And so through that merchandising, through those services, what is the dollar amount for the year that you can make through those different levels of revenue? So you want to be able to do that. And that's making your plan. And so then what you want to do is begin to look, what does the Chamber of Commerce have up? What does it have on its schedule for the year? And then look at the other resources, what's happening in your community, what's happening in your industry, and then map it out from month to month to month to month. And then you add your daily, you add in your daily action steps. So that's where those scripts come in too. How are you going to generate those different levels of money, resources, and create your action plan on that? Normally we do it for the entire year. And then that way you're able to go back in and look at it again and say, what am I doing well? And let me see this. What areas do I need to improve upon? And then you'll assess it, address it, and then move forward. So it's what's working, and then it's what's not working and what areas need to be improved upon. And Ed, that's it for me.
Wait. Okay, sorry. So Marissa, a couple things. First of all, let me just double check something. All right. Hold on. So one of the questions is, some people were asking that they thought this might also be a talk about about diversity within the business. So have you a couple of comments about that? Like, well, I think it depends partly on what type of business you have, but partly not. Everybody buys everything. It's just how do you see that as you are our champion? What have you got to say about that?
What was the question again?
About diversity of, I guess, the workforce within the confines of a small business. I mean, how do you approach that and work with that? I assume it's just you look at resumes, you find the best qualified person and you hire them. But there may be more to it than that.
Are you looking, so the question is kind of open.
Yes.
Okay, so are you looking to hire individuals? The question would be if you're trying to create diversity in your business, it's just really based on the pool of people who are applying for the job. So, it's just really based on who's applying for the job.
Right. But part of it is, how do I get diversity people, use that term, to apply? What do I do? Do I advertise it in those things you see advertised on television, job site, and this guy and that guy, or what do you do? Okay. You understand what I'm saying? How do I get these people to apply to begin with?
Well, it depends on your pool of your workforce pool, your demographics, where you're located at. What's the percentage? What's the demographics in that area? Because the pool may not be in your area. So if it's not in your area, then and it depends on what kind of job it is too. Is it worth them traveling to you if you don't have people who are local to you? And is it a remote? Now we got to think, is it remote? Is it, in person? Do they have to do the work? Or is it remote? And really, it just really depends on your demographics. If the people are not nearby you, that is going to be a challenge. And then also, is the wages worth them commuting to you?
Right. I understand that. And that makes logical sense. But being here in Bucks County,
Mhm.
we have a pretty diverse population within the county, and we're right next to Philadelphia. And a number of people can commute back and forth. I would say it's less than an hour. So I think the labor pool is pretty big. So what you're saying obviously is it depends on the job. But
Yeah.
suppose it's a, how can I put it? Perhaps it's a restaurant job or a, retail job in which almost everyone is, if they can add and subtract, they're qualified.
Right.
So the question is really, how do I get to the diverse community to offer the job to the community so I can get some people to apply? What do I do?
The challenge there is the incentive. That was the secondary. So it's the incentives. Is it worth it? Are you creating an environment by which the people are learning and growing, they're flourishing? What kind of culture does your company have? And then it's really the incentives. What's going to make it worth their while? Remember, so when you are reaching out, whether it's for diversity or non-diversity, it's the cap approach. You have to make it clear to them what kind of company you are, what kind of experience what they're gonna experience once they're there. Do you make them feel good being there? Today's workforce is a lot different from yesterday's. Yesterday, people were just like, look, I need a job, I need to pay my bills. Today is, how do you treat me? Because we're high on emotions, and that's another, that's what kind of got me off in the beginning of the presentations, because this really today is about emotions. How am I connected? Are they connected? So it's clear. Can they do the job? You're already saying that they can do the job. It's
Right.
clear what the business is going to be. Now what you need is P. What's the payoff for them? Is it worth my while? And because there's so many things out here, opportunities out here, people aren't ready to just get in the car and come, or catch an Uber and come to you. They really want to know it's worth their while. So you got to give them that wow factor.
Right, I understand that. I was figuring, just to paraphrase on the question, assume that the job is worthwhile. I'm paying a competitive wage, and it would be worth your while to come. Okay, and it was a job that I'm going to say be mid-level, so that most people could qualify. But how do I get that job description and out there to the community that I want? Because I assume I want to have some diversity in my workforce. So I want to get the Hispanic community, the Black community. I want to get them to apply.
Mhm.
How do I do, or where do I go to do that?
Well, you want to begin to make sure that your promoting of the opportunity screams diversity. It screams diversity in the messaging. It screams diversity in how it's presented. If there,
What would I use
well,
as a sentence to say that? Because you don't want to offend anybody, and you don't
right,
want to say something that, is not acceptable. But at the same time, you're focusing on a community that you want somebody from.
right.
Get what I'm saying? Yeah.
Right. So you just say diversify culture. You just use that kind of language that says diversify, or even symboling on there, diversity. There's different symbols that you can actually put on your advertisement that says, we're all inclusive. Also, if you have any images of people, show the diversity in your images of the people wherever you're promoting it.
See, now here's the other part of the question. Okay, assume that I figured that out.
Mhm.
What sites do I advertise on? That's a problem too. A small business knows just so much. A big company has somebody like you who would know where every place is, but a lot of small businesses don't. Where do I go to advertise?
Well, you have, and it just depends on the industry. So, what
Right.
I normally do in my searches, I do Black owned. or oh, yeah, Black owned, or I go to sites that have, Black communities or diversified, specific diversified communities. So you're going to do that kind of searching. And you should be able to work with, anybody that's in marketing that will be able to help you to do a marketing analysis, to share with you, to show you exactly where those populations of people are.
Okay. Because people are very interested in having a diverse workforce. Their problem is, where do I go to get one?
Right.
And how do I screen to make sure that who I'm getting is what I want? I assume it's by looking at a resume, or do you recommend putting some sort of a form online that they would fill out that I could look at before I called you back, or how would you approach that?
So with that, you would go into, you can actually use filtering. Many companies use a filtering software to filter out based on wording that's in their resumes. Also, it's just in the interviewing. If you have that conversation in your interview, your approach to interviewing them, that helps you with kind of sorting out, the candidates. And then also references.
Okay, that makes a lot of sense. The other question I had was, it seems to people that the minority community doesn't quite have access to people writing resumes that other groups do. And the resume is the first wall that you have to jump over in order to get in to talk to someone about a job. How do you recommend working with your resume? I mean, there are people who help you, I know. Is it like community based from a church or something like that? You understand what I'm saying? Because
Yes,
you
I
want to put
do.
your best foot forward.
And it's very interesting that you asked this question, because this is, again, where you have to value your worth. And it's critical for you to invest in yourself. And you need to invest in someone who is qualified. Again, like I said, who is qualified, has a proven track record for assisting you, with successful results in writing resumes. But you're going to have to pay someone. If you want to go to the next level, you need to pay someone, to a professional, to help you with taking your resume up. You've got to invest. If you go to a church or you go to an organization, you have to make sure that they're qualified to write the resume, that they're qualified to write the resume. Also in the industry, because it becomes complex. You just can't, it's just not a one-stop shop. That person has to be familiar with your industry, familiar with what's the requirement for the job opening. And so that's where, again, it's not like it used to be, where you just wrote one resume and that was it. It's very, very complex. There's software that picks up on what's in your resume. There's filtering software that picks up what's in your resume based on the words, the keywords that are in there. Professionals who know how to write resumes know this. They know exactly what words to put in for your different jobs, for the different jobs that you're applying for. So it's not like it used to be. You need to make sure, if you really want to go to the next level, you need to make sure that you have someone who's qualified to actually assist you in helping you get the results that you really want. And that's just investing in yourself. And the minority community has to really understand that it's critical that you make that investment, and it'll work out in the end. It'll work in your favor in the end when you do the investing.
So what you're saying is basically, I guess, for lack of a better term, go online and look for people who write resumes or resume writers, and then slash, let's assume you want a trucking company or something like that, and get a list of that, and you would interview them. How would you interview them? People have asked me that. How do I interview someone to write my resume? What do I do?
Oh, well, you look at their resume and their credentials as well. You want to make sure that they're qualified. You want to make sure that they're qualified. What's their work experience? You also can ask for their references as well.
Uh-huh. Okay. All right. Because people have voiced some concern to me about, okay, I went online, I found 3 people, but I don't know which of the 3 is any good. So basically you're saying, look at their credentials the way they would look at yours, so to speak. Yeah. Okay. That makes a lot of sense. From a human resources standpoint, if I'm a middle-sized company, some people are asking us, how do I, it seems like the word quota always comes up, good, bad, or indifferent, it's there. How do I make sure that I've adjusted my workforce, assuming everyone's qualified, okay? I mean, if it's a medical practice, they have to be doctors, right? But if it's a normal, let's say, manufacturing company, is there a rule of thumb or a guideline that some of these HR people can use to say, I need a certain percentage of my employees to be diversified over time? You can't just do it immediately. Or is
Say that again?
what they're trying to figure out is, I've got a medium-sized company with a workforce that's somewhat diversified, but I want to make sure, because I'm going to go for government contracts and things. And so that's the first question the government asks. So I want to make sure that the percentage of my workers are in line with what the government thinks the percentage of workers should be over time. How do I do that? Are there guidelines the government sends out, or do I speak to, like, say, you, or who do I talk to find out if we're really in line with what we're supposed to have? Should we have 11% of our total workforce being diverse in one form or another, or should it be only 6%? You get what I'm saying? Medium-sized companies, the HR person usually does 3 other jobs, so they're not as attuned as large corporations.
Right. So, Ed, that's not my area of expertise.
Okay.
So I wouldn't be able to, yeah.
I'm sorry. I thought people seem to be very interested in that. That's why I asked.
Okay.
And so, okay, we'll move along to that. All right. I think actually we're done with our questions, Marissa, unless, let me double check. Yeah, we are. So unless you have anything else to say at the end, I'll just tell everyone everything is being transcribed. You'll be getting a copy of it shortly. Number 1. Number 2, the slides will also be sent to you. And number 3, Marissa is either sending or has sent a workbook which backs up everything that she's talked about. I'm correct, right?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's going to have some activities in there for you that really go over the SWOT analysis. Also, it's going to help you as a guide through what it is, just a general assessment of what it is that you want to accomplish with your business this year.
Okay. Now, if somebody wants to get in touch with you just to chat, what is your contact information? Should it be marissa.bloedoorn at scorevolunteer.org?
I just put it in the chat. So yeah,
Oh,
so
you did.
Marissa,
Here you go. Yes, I see it now.
Bloedoorn at scorevolunteer.org. So I just put it in the chat.
I got it. Yeah. Great. Thank you. This way people can email you and ask some questions. Again, thank you so much. Very good presentation. Hopefully everyone enjoyed it. And they'll be getting copies of everything very shortly. So for now, we're going to close the meeting, and thank you again, Marissa.
Thank you.